And we are now live. Guys, thank you for coming on. I really, really do appreciate having you both on together at the same time.
That's awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, appreciate you, son.
And basically, you guys are always training, so don't know how you've managed to take the time out to talk to me. So how much are you guys training, and how difficult is that to sort of have the training and the relaxation sort of balance for both of you? Whoever wants to go first is fine.
Well, yeah, you go first. She's got a super busy lifestyle.
Okay, I'll go first. It's interesting because you're asking a question to two boxers from very different kind of skill levels. Obviously, Jake's been boxing his whole life or fighting his whole life. I'm brand new to the sport. So for me, I have to train 6-7 days a week, spar 3-4 times a week, do mitts almost every day, because I'm at a stage where I'm still learning the movement and I have a lot of ground to cover. And I guess it's kind of just a necessity at this point for me. And as far as taking the time, I mean, obviously sports have been my top priority for as long as I can remember. So it's just a matter for me of prioritizing, making sure that the training gets done, and then organizing my day around that and not the other way around.
Okay.
And for myself, I'm only boxing like 3 times a week. I spar once, maybe twice a week. Juggling my training around obviously is very different. She's got 3 businesses, she's got her own gym and, brands and everything else going on. So, she's super busy from morning to evening. When it comes to me, I have more free time on my hands to, get more downtime. And I don't obviously hit mitts and do boxing stuff as much as obviously Stefi, because, she is obviously still learning and whatnot. But it's pretty cool that we get to work together, and, I'm always sharing my knowledge and helping her with tips and stuff like we just did now. I box 3 to 4 times a week, spar a couple of times, but yeah, she's doing stuff every day.
What are your guys' views on sparring as well? Because obviously taking shots to the head isn't necessarily ideal in the long run based on scientific studies. So I don't know how you feel about it. Is it light, or does it get quite competitive sometimes?
I'll answer first.
Yeah.
So in this aspect, I broke my nose not too long ago, so I have to wear full bar headgear and stuff. So when you're sparring, especially closer to a fight, like now, obviously I'm fighting in the next 5 weeks. Sparring is important, and I don't spar too much out of camp. Do some lighter work, more just keep sharp, keep that range. Feel comfortable with big 16-ounce gloves on, headgear. Getting through them sessions like that. For Stefi, she has more lighter sessions as well as some harder sessions with some other girls. But she obviously works with coaches, myself, and Karim, like her boxing coach and whatnot. And she's always doing something, not necessarily taking big punches to the head, but she'll have headgear on, big gloves, and just again same aspect, more drilling sparring. So movement, working around certain combinations and how to get in on the inside and stuff like that. So she's not taking too many big shots. I spar hard once, maybe twice a week as of right now, because I'm due to fight. But Stefi's doing more lighter work and just drilling, understanding the whole game as of right now.
Stefi,
punching to the head all the time is not good. Taking the punches to the head, no,
I can imagine.
It's not. I've seen some bad sparring, bro, and I've learned from that. So yeah, go on.
Stefi, is your sort of main boxing tactic, because of your height and reach, to work and get on the inside? Do you think that's probably your strongest asset?
I have no idea, honestly, what my strongest asset really is or what my strategy is going to be. But, for now, I kind of like the approach that Karim has taken in terms of introducing me to or feel more comfortable sparring and getting on the inside and that kind of stuff. We basically kind of did an outside in approach, where he first got me comfortable working on the outside and learning how to defend, essentially how to move around the ring when someone's chasing you, when you're having to defend, what's the proper way of not getting caught on the ropes. If you get caught on the ropes, how do you get out? Feeling comfortable, measuring your reach, understanding how to get in, how to get out. That was kind of my introduction to it. That didn't mean that that's how I was going to fight all the time. But right now I'm kind of like in a transitional period, going from feeling comfortable on the outside to trying to feel more comfortable coming in and staying in.
And working in the pocket.
And working in the pocket. Because like what happens when you're in there is like you are going to get hit. It's not a matter of like if you're going to get hit, you are likely going to get hit. So it's like feeling comfortable receiving those punches or learning how to block and how to slip, and making sure that your timing is appropriate for like when you're going to shoot. And I think that's when it gets more complicated, because there's just so many moving pieces and nothing will prepare you for that. And I was explaining, Jake, that like I have a very analytical mind, and it's almost like way too literal, where I'm trying to like create all of these scenarios in my mind of like, if this, then that kind of thing. And the reality is that, and I find it funny when people compare boxing to chess, because I don't think it's that predictable. You know, with chess, you can predict moves 4, 5, 6 moves ahead. You know, like more or less like where the game's going to be played. With boxing, it really is not like that. I would compare it more to poker. Like it's a probability game. You know, like what are the chances that after a 1-2, there's going to be a hook? Okay, these are the chances. So because the chances are high that this is going to happen, these are the things that I'm going to do in response. You know, but I mean, you're getting a gist of like how my brain works, and I don't think, and it's been a little bit challenging for me in boxing, because like I'll never have all of the answers, and that bothers me, and I get stuck. I'm like, okay, you know, Kareem said that when you do a jab cross, then you have to weave to the right, and then I get stuck there, and that's the only thing I do. And I have a really hard time getting out of that and creating my own like combination, or creating my own, you know, openings or whatnot. So
no, that she doesn't, because she does, but not all the time. It's just understanding the flow and understanding the range and the timing, and it's just being more comfortable with it. At the end, I've been fighting since I was 16. I'm 31. You know, she's come into the game for what, 8 months?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you could answer that part of the question better. Like, what would be my fighting style? Like, am I trying to
honestly,
fight more on the inside?
her style is literally a mini me. Like, it really is. Realistically, at the end of the day, her stomp, you know, her stature, you know, her frame, the way she moves, the way she's explosive. Like, the bird lived in the same weights as me. It's crazy. But her movement and everything like that is very similar to like all the stuff that I do. So when I show her stuff, it works and it's great. It's like, you get it, you're like, yeah, I see, I understand, you know. But it's just being super comfortable and super confident, and that flowing and constantly flowing. It's still just super new for her. Yeah. That's all.
Do you think, like, even for both of you, like when you first started boxing and sparring and kind of getting in there, did you feel like it was, you belonged there? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the best way I can explain it. Like, not necessarily like, oh, I've got this natural talent and I'm really good, but like, oh, actually, I can take part in this and maybe go somewhere with it and compete, rather than, so I'll give you my experience. I went sparring once and I was shit. I was so shit. I was so bad. And I did 3 minutes and I had a mouthpiece in, and I was gassed. And I was like, this is a lot harder than it looks. And my mate who had been boxing for like, I think he's been boxing for like 12 to 13 years, was like, yeah, I did tell you. And I was like, yeah, but I thought you was, you know, because when someone does something, they always make it seem like it's so much more harder than it is most of the time. Yeah. So I step in there, and with this tubby little guy, and he's being friendly, playing with me and that. And then I gave him a little dig to the stomach. And then literally I moved my head, and then he just landed a nice good shot on me. And I was like, oh, there we go. Seeing the stars a little bit. Lovely jubbly. And I just thought, fucking hell, I'm dead. And I've done one round for 3 minutes. And I was like, this is hard. So did you feel like you fitted in?
Did you keep doing it after that?
Nah, I went and did jiu-jitsu instead.
Okay, so that's perfect, actually, how you explain that. So I think that there's one of two ways that it could go when somebody spars, or when you start getting into boxing. So it's like, either you thrive off of like the adrenaline of getting hit, and you kind of like welcome it and almost like in a sadistic way enjoy it and thrive off of it, like me. or you get punched in the face and you're like, nah, fuck this. Like, I don't need to be doing this kind of thing. So for me, like the moment when I was like, oh, like I'm a fucking fighter was the first time I ever sparred and I got fucking clocked in the middle of the face. And that just like, that like adrenaline and fire that I felt, it was such that, you know, fuck, I just felt powered for the entire rest of the session. And like, I fucking loved it. I was like, okay, yeah, I can fucking do this. Like, I enjoy being punched in the face. As weird as that, as weird as that sounds.
That
like,
sounds funny.
one of my toughest sparring sessions, I went over to another gym here in Miami. It's called Sweatbox. And I mean, I would say that like, that's where most of the good girls train at. It's like USA Boxing, team members, you know, girls that are like pro boxers, undefeated pro boxers. And there's several of them, like 8 or 9 of them. And I went over there. It was my first time sparring outside my gym. And they put me in against this super badass Italian chick. Her name's Camila. And she was southpaw, which I've never actually sparred. And I don't know, in my head, I'm like, okay, like clearly the coach knows I'm like brand new to this. Like he's for sure going to tell her or his athlete to like, you know, take it easy, work with me and whatnot. By the way, there's no such thing as taking it easy in a spar, especially if someone comes up to you and tells you they're going to take it easy. That usually means I'm going to fucking rip your head off. I don't even know why they say that. It's fucking bullshit, but I've fallen into the trap a couple of times and now I know better. But anyway, I get into the ring and man, this girl is clocking me with jabs, like the stiffest jabs that I've ever felt. Like, and they would all land in the exact same spot. The exact same spot. It was like, bah, and I could just feel my skull cracking. Like up here, I'd be like, oh, bah, bah, like that. Oh, fucking the entire spar session. And I liked it. Like I wouldn't flinch. I had like a complete poker face the entire time. My coach afterwards was like, damn, I'm impressed. Like I totally thought you were just gonna like give up or, you know, say stop because you were getting hit too much. But yeah, you either have it or you don't. And for me, that was the moment, you know, the first time I got hit in the face, I was like, I think I can definitely take it. I think I can definitely do it.
What about you, Jake?
Me?
Yeah.
I generally enjoy getting hit in the face. Yeah. I thrive on that.
Did you feel naturally sort of talented when you started?
Bro, I've been fighting since I was 12, 13. I was fighting as a kid. You know, the amount of street fights and that as a kid just in London, it's just I've always been around it and about it. And then obviously working the doors from when I was 18, 19 till I was about 24, 25, 24. Always fighting every weekend. So it's just like, it's a legit part of my nature. It really just is. So yeah, when I'm sparring, I get hit with stuff, like I smile, you know, I'm like, all right, cool. I know you caught me with that, and I'm not going to try and let you catch me with that again, you know. So yeah, no, I thrive on that for sure, 100%. I generally enjoy sparring or fighting in general, and now fighting with no gloves on, it's just amazing. So yeah.
How do you guys keep your cool? Like when I get hit in the face, I just want to take someone down and choke them like as hard as I can till they pass out. I'm just like, nah, like I'm going to chop your legs and fucking strangle you. So I don't like, it just makes me, I don't know, it's like a ticker in my head just goes.
Yeah, it's one of them things like when you, again, like been in the industry, I've been in for a while. Obviously, Stefi hasn't. You know, sometimes she'll get hit with things and it's not that she'll doesn't let it bother her, but then she'll think about it as if like, oh, I've just been hit.
Yeah. Okay,
and then it's like a little delay. Whereas I get hit, I'm like, okay, cool, just carry on. Again, that just comes with practice and time and just, you know, regular work and consistency. So, getting punched in the face is about being staying calm, keeping it calm.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've had times where I've flipped out in sparring, I've screamed and shouted, and I'm trying to knock people out. Like it happens. But the last sort of couple months for me have been super cool, super calming. You know, really pump the brakes a little bit and then controlling that aggression, you know, that controlled violence, which I will be showing to the world very soon.
Yeah, I think that you can definitely train that. You can get better at controlling your anger when you get hit or when something doesn't go your way in the ring.
You definitely got better at that. When I say to you, like, keep calm, like, relax.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I remember one time I was sparring Hayden, my boyfriend, and This was at the very beginning. And we had an argument like early on that day about something trivial. It didn't really matter.
That the shit outside.
No, that's another time. But we had an argument about something trivial. We were sparring and he clocked me like right here, right on my mouth. It hurt so bad. And I kicked him as hard as I could on the stomach.
Through frustration.
Did that go? Did
that
go down well?
Okay. Huh?
I bet that didn't go down too well, did it? When you kicked him in the stomach, was he just like?
We're still together, so at least there's
good.
That.
Yeah. Hey, what? Do you know what I mean? No one. Forget what social media says. No fucking couples who are happy all the time, 24/7, lovey-dovey. It's impossible. Sometimes it's good to have that little bit of fire and a little bit of an argument to vent all your shit and then move forward.
Refresh, restart and all that.
Honestly, it's good couples therapy. I really recommend it.
Just going. Well, my partner, she does karate, so she took me to karate with her, and she absolutely beat the shit out of me. I think I have this thing in my life where I just get beat up and I don't like it. But she was
that's what we're hearing so far, son.
Yeah, she was kicking me up in the head. She was digging me in the stomach, and basically she got quite close to my groin area. So because I was getting beaten up, I was like, "Oh yeah, you got me in the groin. I'm gonna need a minute. So, just stepped to the side, like breathing in. Yeah. But she's a brown belt, so she's one down from a black, and I'm a complete novice. So that's why she I think that's why she beat me up. Really, not that I'm weak. So what's your guys like dietary intakes and things like that for training and staying in shape? So obviously, Jake, I know you've got a fight coming up. What's your diet like at the moment?
As of right now, I'm like kind of cutting phase, so just a little bit tighter on my fats and a little bit tighter on carbs and stuff. Keep my protein up, carbs around training. Right now it's all about I've got to just keep putting this weight down a little bit. Get myself ready to obviously for my cut. She's in super shape and 24/7, so she eats whatever she wants. She can eat like an animal, but yeah, no, for me, man, just clean protein. Obviously, just super clean. I'm not eating no Taco Bell or McDonald's, son. You know what I mean? Carbs around training, bro, and just decent protein intake, plenty of fluids. Obviously, have little supplements and stuff. But for you,
it's interesting because I think we experienced something very similar in the powerlifting, weightlifting, bodybuilding space, where science kind of started permeating through that space. I don't know if like powerlifting 5 or 6 years ago was all super fat, huge, out of shape dudes that were super strong. And then kind of our generation came along and people like me who are scientists and are also passionate about training started educating essentially people who are into the sport. And I remember when we first started Hybrid, we had this slogan that was, we didn't use it much, but it was the era of the fat powerlifter is over. That was initially, and then it was look like a bodybuilder, lift like a powerlifter, move like a look like a bodybuilder, lift like a powerlifter, move like a weightlifter. And so I think there's just so much confusion around nutrition in sports in general, and I see this a lot with fighters. We're working with Jake, we're working with a couple other people. One guy who's an MMA fighter and another boxer. And the most difficult thing is to change people's pre-existing beliefs around food, especially because for some reason, when it comes to nutrition, everybody's an expert. I don't know what it is, but I mean, look, if you go into a law firm, like, are you going to start talking to the lawyer about statutes? Like, you don't know shit. Sit down, shut up, and try to learn something, right? But somehow with fitness and nutrition, sorry about that. We're back. But somehow with fitness and nutrition, everybody's an expert and everybody has these like very deeply rooted beliefs about what they should and shouldn't be eating, what's good and what's bad, whatever. And really, so Jake just said, yeah, Steph is in shape 24/7, 365 days a year, and she can eat whatever she wants. That is partially true. Yeah, I can eat whatever I want, but it's only because I have such a deep understanding about nutrition and biology and physiology and the human body and just how everything works, that that I can do that. I can be lean year round because I understand how it works. I'm not trying to do like these fat diets, you know, liquid only, fit tea, fucked up, stupid diets. I pick an eating style that is in line with my lifestyle and not the other way around. So the way that I see dieting, the way I see weight loss, is obviously the main goal is performance. I want to make sure that I'm able to eat in a way that sustains my performance and that allows me to train as hard as I need to train to continuously get better. So that's first and foremost. And then secondly, when it comes to losing weight, being lean, gaining mass, whatever it is, there's just one principle that people need to understand, and that is energy balance. If you consume more calories than you're expending, you're going to gain weight. If you consume less calories than you're expending, you're going to lose weight. Where those calories come from doesn't matter whatsoever. Okay. Like we know that based on studies, not only do I know it based on studies, but I know it based on myself. I can have a diet that consists entirely of junk food and still be able to lose weight. So obviously when it comes to body composition, when it comes to sports performance, nutrition, where the calories matter, where the calories come from matters a little bit more. And that's where you start deepening your understanding. Okay, what are carbohydrates? What are fats? What are proteins? And what are those needed for? Carbohydrates are your main source of fuel. Protein are the building blocks for muscles. Fat, make sure that the nerve connections in your nervous system are firing appropriately. You need 20% at least of fat consuming in a day in order to keep your bodily functions working properly. And from there on, I mean, you can go into this deep rabbit hole of like making shit more and more and more complicated. Sorry, I have somebody calling.
That's right.
But for the most part, you know, I think about nutrition as kind of like a pyramid where at the top is your calorie balance. You know, consume less calories than you're expending, you'll lose weight. That's first foremost. Second, you have the distribution of micronutrients. So where are those calories coming from? What percentage is coming from proteins, carbs, and fats? Then you have nutrient timing. What times are you having those meals? Are you having your carbohydrates around your workout so that you can have energy to perform? You know, your fats, you have them farther away because they take a long time to be in your bloodstream. Your protein, you have it periodically throughout the day because that's the best way to maintain lean body mass. After that, you have your micronutrients. And after that, you have your supplements. And if you think about it, like people usually have that pyramid completely inverted, right? They're like, oh, what's the supplement that I'm going to take to cut? And I'm usually like, bro, no, like you got it all the way backwards. Like that supplement's not going to help you cut if you're eating like an asshole, if you're not restricting your calorie intake. So it's easy, man. It really is. It really is easy. It's easy to be lean year round if you follow that structure.
Consistency, son.
Yeah, well, that's what they say about everything, isn't it? Consistency is key.
It really is.
Touching on the point you said about nutritionists, and I think this also goes into like boxing and MMA and combats, is like everyone seems to be a fucking professional because of the internet. It's like, oh yeah, he should have fucking jabbed in with his left and switched stance and fucking threw a right hook, and then someone else is like, yeah, have this fucking diet, it's really good for you and there's all these benefits, and lift the weight like this, not like this. And I'm like, bruv, where are you getting your fucking education from? Like a Walker's crisp packet or something? It's like, nah.
Walker's crisp packet.
It's like, no.
The layers over here, they're called Walker's.
Lay's?
You know your Lay's crisp?
Lay's.
Well, they're called chips over here.
Oh.
But your Lay's chips are Walker's crisps back in London.
Do you not agree with me though? Like everyone seems to have this. Like,
100%.
I think it's because of the internet.
Bro, I've been to a football game. I know nothing about football. I'll be sitting there. This dude knows nothing about football. He's like, oh, but you should have passed it to him. You should have done this, this, and this. Bro, these dudes get paid stupid money on a weekly to do what they're doing. You're some prick in the stands going to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely understand.
You know what that's called? Have you ever read the book Thinking in Bets?
Nope.
So that phenomenon is called resulting. It's when people love to get to a conclusion, to explain the outcome of a result based on one variable and want to attribute that result to that one thing. I think one of the examples that they used in the book was, I forget the name of this coach, but it's a super famous NFL coach that made a decision last minute on like the last what's it called? Not inning. What's it called? The last part of a football game. Do you know?
Soccer or football?
No, football. American football.
I don't know.
Whatever. Like the last thing of the football game, he made a change, whatever, and they ended up losing the game because of that decision. The guy ended up being just so bashed. They're like, oh, because he made that change, they lost the championships and whatnot. And when he went into an interview and explained like the premeditated decision of making that change, in terms, like probabilistically speaking, it was the best choice. It was just an outcome that wasn't the outcome that was expected. It was like, if there was maybe say a 20% chance that the play failed based on the change that he made, and an 80% chance that the play went the way that they wanted to. But because of resulting, people are like, oh, he made the wrong choice. And it's so seemingly easy when you're on the outside to judge the decisions that other people are making. But you just have to understand that like there's many things. There's always a multitude of things that contribute to the result of everything. Yeah. It's never a single variable.
I think the saying is it's easy to criticize from the fence, right? Or sitting on the bench.
You know? That's why I love have you read Theodore Roosevelt's The Man in the Arena, like his speech?
I don't read shit. I'm audio booking all the time, so if you recommend it, I'll check it out.
The credit belongs to the man that is in the arena.
Yeah,
who
like
bleeds
taking part.
And sweats and tears, whatever. Like it's like this, just like paragraph. Michael Jordan had it like inside his locker room, and every time before his game, was it Michael Jordan or LeBron James? One of those like big time basketball players. And he would have it in his locker room, and every time before a game, he would write down underneath his sneaker with a Sharpie, the man in the arena, or the credit belongs to the man in the arena, to remind himself that like people are gonna shit on you all the time, but ultimately it's you that's inside there, that's like here in the gym training when nobody's watching, that's suffering, that's getting frustrated, that's crying, that's like going through these crazy ups and downs, that is going through fears and doubts. It's so easy for people that are on the outside. And sometimes, like, in the end of the day, we're human, right? So sometimes we let those comments and those emotions permeate into the way that we feel about ourselves. But I think it's just important to like always bring ourselves back to, hey, like, you know, it's me. Like it's easy for them to judge, and it's easy for them to criticize when they're out there. But what would they do if they were here, right?
And they'll never be there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's a reason they're not there, right? Like, because they have whatever, they haven't got the skill, the talent,
got the minerals, son.
I love that. The minerals are such a fucking English saying that.
Come on, bro.
So you've both been training down at Phil's place?
Yeah, we've done some work down there. Obviously, I trained down there. Yeah, we do work here at Hybrid.
I'm not training with Phil anymore.
Yeah, some complications. Long story.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, no, it's what it is. So yeah, now she's no longer down there with Phil. I'm still there at the minute doing some stuff. I'm still working. But yeah, we do our stuff. We get work together, obviously, down here at Hybrid now. Down here a little bit more. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so Jake, how are you feeling? Like, obviously, your fight's coming up. Are you feeling like you're fucking ready to go? Because you're looking...
I'm ready to bang, son. You know, it's super close now. Yeah, man, just can't wait for some fireworks, you know. Yeah, no, I'm really excited. You know, what's it, 5 weeks, 5 weeks. Yeah, got some exciting stuff hopefully coming up. You know, some interesting news and different things going on. And yeah, soon to everything kind of be announced and talk about.
I mean, yeah, I was wondering if that T-shirt was an extra small, though. I was wondering.
What, this one?
Yeah.
I keep telling him that he needs to. It's a medium.
That's a large.
Yeah, so you need to go extra large.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I got guns of steel.
Yes.
That's how insecure guys wear their T-shirts.
Bruh, I never wear a shirt anyway, but this is a large and it fits. Gucci.
It fits well, yeah.
I'm joking.
It's because you look massive, man. It's because you look massive. I rock the extra smalls to look big. I rock the extra smalls to look big. I'm in the gym like that with an extra small.
Would you weigh?
84.
84 key.
Yeah. So,
Bro, I wear a large and I still look fucking massive.
well, I'm gonna have to step
84.
up.
I'm gonna be weighing in at 77 key.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna be way smaller than you.
bruv. How do you look that good though? Like seriously, but that weight, like you look big. Do you know what I mean? You look like not big as in
only
fat.
5'8",
I mean
you
like
gotta
muscle
remember
big.
that. I'm
Yeah,
only
same-
5'8" though.
Same height as me.
Yeah, so I'm a midget, son. Yeah, I'm always got all these tall guys. And
You're
yo,
5'8"?
Huh?
You're 5'8"?
5'8", yeah. 4.5. But I don't
Yeah,
add the
of
half.
course. All the guys are 5'8"
Yo,
and
I
a
swear
half.
on my life, I'm over 5'8", but I just tell people I'm 5'8", so they're like, "Ooh, you look a bit taller than 5'8".
Mm.
Not that they ever say that, but I try to like hope for that.
No,
It's mad, man. I thought you was taller. Obviously,
No,
like
bro.
based on your photos and stuff like that, it's weird how
A lot of people
perceptions.
say that, and people say, "Oh, you're big." I'm like, "But wait till you see me in person." People see me in person, I'm like, "Oh, okay, you're not, not that big. Okay, I'm thick set. I got decent muscle mass on me, of course, but like, yeah, people think I'm massive. I'm this animal, and then they see me and they're like looking down on me, like, yo, you're a midget,
Thick boy.
Yeah, thick boy. son. Just got big legs, big back, some shoulders.
Stefi, what are you weighing in at the moment, or what are you planning to box? What's your boxing weight going to be? That's a better question for you.
125 probably.
What's that in kilos? Because pounds I can't convert.
125 is 56
ish.
Yeah, 56 kilos.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
And you still look like a beast. Like, what is going on here, man?
But that's what I'm saying, bro.
I need to stop eating McDonald's.
That's what it is, bro.
Fucking Pizza Hut and McDonald's for me, man. It's like absolute killer.
Son.
Although I am going to train after this.
Domino's is better than Pizza Hut, mate.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll give you that.
Come on, yo, barbecue meat feast. What? Ain't there one of them in a minute?
Is that what's going to be your first meal you go to, like after, when you don't have to worry too much? You've
honestly, brother, like I don't even know. Like I'm not really like I used to like I've had a mad food obsession since I was young. So like I'm kind of semi drifting away from that and not being so about food, slowly but surely. So like I don't really super crave much, or like if anything I want something cheeky, it's normally just chocolate, or like something sweet. But as of now, bro, like I'm eating more meat. I'm eating decent food and I'm enjoying it. Like, and I'm getting to a routine of doing that, and it's just a consistency. Like, so I've got trifecta and obviously hybrid nutrition, obviously hybrid and a team helping me. So like my meals are solid and a nutrition packed, and like I'm full and I'm performing. So I'm not really like, oh, I can't wait to eat this, I can't wait to eat that. I'm just like going day by day because this is a lifestyle change. Like I need to get my weight down and stay down. Like I'm always blowing up, I'm always being big. But I'm at a point in my career where I really can't be doing that anymore. And I've got to stay down, especially fighting out 175, 77 key. So yeah, I need to be like lean all year round like this. But you know what I mean?
It's
sorry, go on.
Go ahead, sir.
No, go on. If you was gonna add something in.
Yeah, I was just gonna add something. I think that it makes me really happy to hear you say that, because that change in mindset from being overly restrictive to being able to adopt a more flexible style of dieting is exactly what leads to long-term results, because it's not about the quick fix, the quick diet. It's about making sure that you make a complete habit and lifestyle change and environment change and perception change around dieting, the way that you approach it and think about it, so you can maintain those results. So if you, again, going back to calorie balance, if you understand calorie balance and say that you're craving a hamburger today, you would be able to eat that hamburger 100%. Today.
I'm going to have a burger on the weekend. I'm going to make a burger, put some bacon in that, an egg. It's not that it's bad. Like you'd think, oh, I'm eating a burger, but like I'm going to have it with some super, like some stuff called Ezekiel bread, like Ezekiel bun, or, and some like healthy bacon, not just like super duper fatty stuff, but like you can get good protein, good fats, good carbs,
Yeah, you can do turkey bacon. You can do whatever. You can do a pretzel bun. You can do fat-free cheese.
I can eat that today and still be losing weight. It's no issue.
Yeah. And when you get into that mindset, instead of like, oh, all I can eat is tilapia and rice. All I can eat is chicken breast and rice. When you
chicken asparagus, shit.
Exactly.
It does, it really does mess me up. But now I'm not doing that, And like, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I can have this bit of carbs and have a bit of this walnut loaf, like after training, because it's like, I can have that. I've warranted that. I've granted that. I'm like, I can, that's fine. And I can still lose weight and still bring my weight down with that. So again, it's just understanding that balance, mate. It really is. And I've never really got it, but I'm really kind of getting it now, mate. To say she's been great support.
Yeah, I think the example I gave you the other day when we were at the gas station with the Snickers bar versus the protein bar.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna grab this protein bar that tastes just like a Snickers bar. And I'm like, why? You were like, because it has some protein. And I was like, why don't you just grab the Snickers bar and then have a scoop of protein powder? And that's the exact.
Because it was the carbs and whatever fats were in the protein bar was in the same as the Snickers. I think the sugars were just a little bit more or something, but like, again, super minimal. But again, it was just a carbohydrate. And obviously with the protein bar, it had more calories because it had 20 grams of protein in it. So it was like, if I had the Snickers bar, I would have got my fix with the chocolate and then just had a scoop of protein.
Which is what you wanted initially. Like, he came in there wanting a chocolate bar. So go have your chocolate bar, look at the fucking calories.
Obviously, if my day's been good and I can warrant that, I'll do that, you know?
And then you balance it out.
And then pull my carbs a little bit more later, if it's a little bit more. That's just understanding that balance, bro.
Exactly.
I'm getting it. I'm really getting it. And I'm happier with life just because
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So just touching on that a little bit, does quality of like nutrients matter for, say, the average person? Because I know, like, when you go into an athlete's level, like I've mentioned, like obviously the quality of nutrients has surely got to matter to an extent, if that makes sense. So like the homemade burger is probably going to be better than the fast food burger, right? Because of the quality of the content.
Depending on the quality of the meat and what you're purchasing. Like, I enjoy making a burger. I enjoy making a homemade burger. Yeah, you can go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac. Cool. But like, I've got even these things from Trifecta. Obviously, bro, I've got these bison patties. Like, it's bison. Like, if I want to put 2 of them patties in there, you know what I'm saying? And do like Ezekiel bread with a fried egg and some turkey bacon. And it's like, and you can put some sugar-free ketchup in there, put a little bit of ketchup in it. And it's like, I've got a fat burger, homemade, and it's like organic this, organic that, and it is solid nutrients. It's not from McDonald's, you know, and it's understanding food. And like, I generally enjoy cooking it because it's like, I'm earning it, you know? So like, I enjoy cooking, not all the time, but like, I enjoy making my food.
The micronutrients matter, obviously, for long-term health, but you'd be surprised how inconsistent research is as far as like really how beneficial it is to have a diet that's like full in fruits and vegetables. Like, we know that we can improve blood markers through solely a consistent restriction in calories. Like, we know that. Like, if the one thing that centennials have in common, which is people that live over 100 years, is that they all restrict their calories, because it does something at the level of your telomeres, which are like these things that essentially like continue getting bigger as you age, and like that's what reduces your lifespan, whatever. And we know that by restricting our calorie intake, we can prolong our lifespan. So even just going back to the micronutrients, like, do they matter? Yeah. Like, will you feel better if you have a balanced diet and if you eat high quality proteins? Yeah, probably. But like, it's not the most important thing. What happens is that people get overly obsessed with clean foods and good foods, that they let that interfere with the goals that they have right ahead of them, which is for you weight loss right now, or for someone might be weight gain, or for someone might be muscle mass gain, right? So you can't let that deter you from what the ultimate goal is. It's like, you know how many times people ask me, oh, like, is avocado good for you? And then my follow-up question is like, good for what? Is it good for your weight loss? Maybe not. You know, like, that whole avocado has 300 calories. Are you accounting for those 300 calories, or are you ignoring the fact that it has 300 calories because in your mind it's healthy and you can have an unlimited amount of it? So it's just keeping that in mind, you know, it's just keeping that in mind and not overly obsessing over like quality as much, and making sure that your goal is clear. Like, when I go to the gym and I see you training, without you telling me what you're working on, I should be able to deduct that based on what you're doing. Oh, you're working on your strengths. Oh, okay, cool. You want to get stronger in your squat. Oh, okay. I see what you're eating. All right. Okay. Like, I see what you eat on a day-to-day basis. Okay. You're trying to put on muscle. Oh, okay. Like, it needs to be obvious for the person that's on the other side. When they look at what you're doing, it needs to be obvious what you're doing.
Okay. It's maybe like the best way I can describe it for me though is like, say I have a McDonald's, right? 2 hours later, I'm hungry. But if I'm at home and I make like a homemade burger, bun, and I go all out, put a bit of onion in there, a little bit of cheese, you know, all of that shit, I'm fuller for longer. Do you think that's more like probably my psychology side of things, if that makes sense, or is it more calories?
You feel fuller longer when you compare it to what?
Like having a McDonald's. So if I have like
over
a homemade
McDonald's?
burger, yeah, I feel fuller.
No, I mean, the thing is, how much protein you think is in that patty? Like, it's a patty that's like this thin.
So you put one of your patties in there, like a quality bison or like some kind of beef or whatever, big fat patty, and the protein's like double or triple the amount to what's in a Big Mac. So yeah, you're getting more quality and better.
And then, okay, so the more protein a meal has and the more fiber a meal has, the more satiated you'll feel. So if you're putting in a higher, you know, a bread that has more fiber, maybe that, you know, because they use white bread. Mm-hmm. So maybe you're using a bread that has more fiber. You're probably putting more protein in there. Maybe you're having a salad at home. All of those things contribute to the feeling of satiety and feeling of fullness.
Okay. Hopping on to another question. How do you guys deal with like negativity, like negative social media shit, or just negative people in your lives? Like, what's your sort of approaches? Do you entertain it? Do you just fuck it off completely? Yeah. Does it have any effect?
I mean, man, I've been in the public eye for so long at this point that it's so fucking difficult to offend me, if not impossible. Like, it really is. I've heard it all. Like, whatever negative comment you're going to tell me, whatever you're going to make fun of, I've already heard, I've already dealt with, and I've already moved on. So I'm 68 steps ahead of you when it comes to whatever the fuck is going to come out of your mouth. So, you know, initially I used to get really worked up and like, biologically speaking, evolution, from an evolutionary standpoint, we are made to take note of those negative comments as a protective mechanism. Like, anything that's negative that happens around you, our brain makes a mental note so that you avoid it next time. Similar to the way that pain works. You know, if you are walking on, you're hiking and you get a branch cuts you, then, or a snake bites you, then next time that you're walking and you feel a branch touching your leg, you're going to be like, oh, fuck, is it a snake? Like, your brain remembers that subconsciously. So it's the same with negative comments. Like, because we're wired that way, we are wired to magnify negative comments and almost like forget about the hundreds of thousands positive ones that we get. We tend to like hone in and zoom in into that one negative one. So I think, like, I can't remember what book was it that I learned this from. I think it was Ben Bergeron's book. He's a CrossFit coach, but he spoke about the biology of beliefs and biology of thought formation. And once I understood that, I was like, fuck, I'm biologically driven to remembering these bad comments. That is all that is. Those comments don't have more weight, don't matter more, and shouldn't bother me as much as I'm letting them bother me. It's just my biology is influencing me in this way. And once I understood that, honestly, paired with just the frequency of the insults and negative comments over time, that just led me to a point now where I'm like, honestly, I just genuinely don't care anymore. And really, like, when you're at the top, when you're really good at something, the natural kind of human behavior that you're going to receive from most people is going to be jealousy. It's going to be, people are going to want to see you fail. Hate. Exactly. So it just kind of like comes with the territory at some point. But I mean, look, to say that it doesn't affect me at all, like 0% would be a lie. You know, sometimes I read some comments, especially the ones right now, because I think that my biggest insecurity now is like what my boxing looks like and whether or not I can be really good at it. So those are comments right now that bother me. Like when people say that I'm not a boxer, or that I'm doing it for the wrong reasons, or that I'm doing it because I want attention, that I'm not like really committed. Like those things really do bother me. But
those people are fucking stupid, man. Like, I've seen you hitting the pads. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you look good. You know what I mean? Like you're hitting hard and shit. It's like, just start fucking messaging those people and just say, come down to the gym, take a shot from me and see if you still want to say it. Do you know what I mean? Because honestly, they ain't got a fucking clue, man. Honestly,
I know,
you look good.
I know, but in the end of the day, like, we're all human, and sometimes some comments are really piercing, right? Like through your armor.
Yeah, they hit you.
But nothing, man. Like, all you can do is just fucking.
Because you're always gonna hear and get shit like that. It's never gonna stop. Obviously, she's well in the public eye compared to me. Like, I'm a fucking nobody. I don't really have much negative stuff. I have, a few pricks trying to call me out and talk shit, like they want to fight me, but like, I don't even entertain it. Like, I don't give a shit. But other than that, man, for me, I'll see, like, I don't know, if I see some bullshit comment or saying, I've seen like something racial or something about anything that I feel is going to generate, bad chit chat on my page, I just delete a comment and just ignore it. Like, I really don't give a fuck. I know there's people that ain't going to like me or dislike things or things I do or done or whatever, but it's just like, it's life, son. So it is what it is. I try not to let anyone bother me. Do my best.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, I'm not in the eye like how she is, but let's see what happens in the future.
Oh, mate, you're making moves. You'll be fine.
Oh, trust me, son. Trust me, boy. Put us on the map.
You got plans, right?
Got plans, bro. Got plans.
Good man. So, Stefi, you've got a new program. Just tell me about that.
Yeah, so we just finally finished developing our brand new app. It's called Strength Coach. Hybrid Strength Coach is on the Apple Store. We just recently got approved to be on there, which is super exciting. And we put our first program there, which is the HWPO program, Hard Work Pays Off, by Matt Fraser, which is super exciting. We got over 6,000 new members in the first month that are doing the program. Wow. And the app has been amazing. Obviously, like, it has its little bugs that we're working through, but it's going to be really cool. Like, all the free features that it has a workout builder. It has, it tracks all your progress, your maxes. We'll also have a feature to interact with other members. We'll have a marketplace where coaches can offer services that are going to be vetted by us, have to be accepted into the app and have a certain level of training, a certain level of knowledge in order to be there. So it's just the beginning of something way bigger, but it's just really exciting to finally be able to see the product, because it's been in the making for so long. I mean, we've been trying to put this app out for about 5 years, like, since we started. Just got so many bad experiences with other software developers eventually, because I didn't really understand how much work it took to get an app to not only to work, but to stay working. Like, that's the biggest challenge. So we had an app, we had a software that was written back in 2015 with code from 2012. So by the time that app and that software were ready, that language was outdated to the point where young software developers didn't even know how to read that. So we pretty much sunk close to $250,000 or more into that app and software that didn't work. Like, we had to completely just start over 2 years ago. And now we have this app that actually works and that it's moving in the right direction. So I'm pumped. Like, I just hope it continues growing and it pays off. But
how much did you say you sunk into it? Sorry?
$250,000 or more.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but Joe,
but that's dead money.
That's dead. Yeah, that didn't produce anything.
No, that's disgusting.
What's funny is when
man.
people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna make my own website. I'm gonna make my own software. I'm gonna make my own app." I'm like, yeah, good luck, mate.
It's not fucking easy, I can imagine.
No.
Jesus
so now
Christ.
we have a team of 20 software developers that work solely on hybrid projects. Imagine that. And they're on the clock 24/7. Like, my phone never stops vibrating. Anytime I'm on the phone with him, he's always like, "Bro, your phone's blowing up." And it's this.
You can do it now. You can do it now.
Yeah, it's a Slack conversation and my email from the team.
It cracked me up because obviously you messaged me your number on Instagram, and I was like, "What the fuck's this?" Some random numbers. Because obviously in the UK it's 07 whatever, like, the numbers. Yeah. And I was like, is she like fucking sitting? Is she driving? Like, I don't fucking know. Like, it's just type me random numbers.
That coordinates to a treasure. Who knows?
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking, like, is she just fucking with me here? Like, what is going on? But no,
very good.
I don't know how long you guys have got. Like, obviously, we've been going for 49 minutes in total. I don't know if you want to wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
I've got a couple more questions. Whatever is easy for you.
Let's do one more question.
One more question. Brilliant. My last question. No, my question's easy. It's not exciting. It's just what does the future hold for both of you? That's what I want to know. Like, where obviously, like, Stefi, you're going one way. Where do you see your end sort of goal? Jake, obviously, where's your end sort of goal?
All right, you can go first.
I don't think there's ever an end. Like, for me, for me, I don't know. It's always a moving target. Like, I have a general idea of what I want to do and why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't know what that's going to look like. You know, when I was younger, I just knew that I wanted to be a professional athlete of some sort, that I wanted to be well known, and I wanted to have a degree that granted me a certain level of respect from like other professionals or other academics. I didn't know that I was going to be a doctor in physical therapy. I didn't know it was going to be powerlifting or boxing, right? So I guess I do have a general idea of where I want to go and what the ultimate goal is, but I don't know with any certainty if that's exactly how it's going to work. But yeah, I don't know. To answer your question, I feel like I just want to be able to continue growing this brand and or other projects, other brands that allow me to have more flexibility of time and place, more resources to be able to provide more jobs, to be able to provide more value to other people. So I don't really know. I mean, obviously with boxing, I hope that within a few years, I can dial it into a point where I'm pretty competitive and I can compete at some big events and fight some real boxers. That's the idea. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else.
For myself, obviously, I'm just still new to the bare knuckle scene. So, you know, I can't tell you where that's even going to go in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 fights. Honestly, I always thought, and many years ago, that I thought I'd get into acting or do something like that. I really did. As much as, you know, I love being an athlete and stuff, I love being a character, and I'm a fucking character, son. So I honestly feel that, like, I think if the bare knuckle goes good and, you know, we're winning, we're growing, you know, I'm working more on my own brand, you know, as myself and growing my name, Brutal Bostwick, putting it out there. So I've got to grow my brand, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, a YouTube page and some other things like that, because there's stuff like that I need to be doing in networking. Again, I can't really tell you where the end goal is. I'm just looking to grow as a person myself. You know, I want to blossom, you know, I want to come out with bum bags and, you know, clothing, you know, I want to do all that stuff, and it's stuff that I'm in the middle of working with right now. Yeah, it's just a process, and yeah, I just want to be an amazing athlete, you know, and be solid and do what I'm doing and continue doing what I'm doing in the next few years. You know, we'll see where we are. But yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you both for your time. It's been an absolute honour hosting.
Appreciate you, son.
To the both of you. I'll chat with you for a couple of minutes off stream if that's cool with you.
Yep, no worries.
Literally.
Straight, son.
But yeah, thank you. I'll plug some links down below, the App Store link and your Instagram and all that stuff. For if it blows up, you know, who knows, right? Or to all my viewers and stuff like that as well. But yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.